Hi children, welcome back to my class. Children, today let us start with a new chapter, Transportation in Animals and Plants. This is your chapter 11. So children, you have learnt earlier that all organisms need food, water and oxygen for survival. They need to transport all these to various parts of their body. So, further, these animals need to transport wastes to parts from where they can be removed. Have you ever wondered how all this is achieved? Now, the heart function is to transport substance and together form a circulatory system. So, in this chapter, we shall learn about the transport of substance in animals and plants. Now, what is a circulatory system? A circulatory system comprises of heart, blood, and blood vessels, which circulates blood throughout the body, thereby helping in the transport of nutrients, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Now, there are different fluids in our body. The three principal fluids involve the blood, blood vessels, that is, the tissue fluid, and the lymph. Now, blood, it is contained in the heart and the blood vessels, that is, the arteries, veins, and capillaries of the circulatory system. The other fluid involves the tissue fluid, which occupies the space between the individual cell of the body, and it is also known as intestinal fluid. And the third fluid involves the lymph. Now, lymph contains within the lymph vessel and the lymphatic organs. Now, what happens when you get a cut on your body? Blood flows out, isn't it, children? Now, blood is a fluid which flows in blood vessels. It transports substance like digested food from the small intestine to other parts of the body. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. And they also transport waste for removal from the body. Now, how does the blood carry various substance? Blood is composed of a fluid called plasma, in which different types of cells are involved. Now, one type of cell are the red blood cells, the RBC, which contain a red pigment called the hemoglobin. Now, hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport it to all the parts of the body and ultimately to all the cells. It will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. So, the presence of hemoglobin makes our blood appear red in color. And the next cell is the white blood cells, the WBC, which fights against germ that may enter a body. Children, when you fall down while playing a game or your knee get injured, blood comes out from the cut. After some time, you notice that the bleeding has stopped and a dark red clot plugs the cut. Now, the clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cell in the blood called the platelets. Now, what are these blood vessels? Now, there are different types of blood vessels in our body. You know that during inhalation, a fresh supply of oxygen fills the lungs. Oxygen has to be transported to the rest of the body. Also, the blood picks up the waste material, including carbon dioxide from the cells. Now, this blood has to go back to the heart for transport to the lungs for removal of carbon dioxide. So, there are two types of blood vessels. that is the arteries and the veins, which are present in our body. Now, the arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Since the blood flow is rapid at a high pressure, arteries have thick elastic walls. The next type of blood vessels is the veins. Now, veins are the vessels that carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. The veins have thin walls. They are the valves which are present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. And the third one of blood vessels involve the capillaries. On reaching the tissue, they divide further into extremely thin tubes called the capillaries. The capillaries join to form veins with empty into the heart. So the three types of blood vessels involves the capillaries, the veins and the arteries. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart to all the parts of the body. They have thick walls. The reason why they have thick walls is because the blood flows in rapid and at a very high pressure. Next are the veins. Veins carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all the parts of the body to the heart. They have thin walls. And the third type of blood vessels involve the capillaries, which are very thin blood vessels that join the arteries and the veins. Now, what is the actual difference between the arteries and the veins? Now, arteries are the blood vessels which carry blood from the heart, which contains oxygen into different parts of the body. Whereas the veins, these blood vessels carry carbon dioxide rich blood from the body organs to the heart. And arteries have thick walls as the blood pressure is quite high in these blood vessels. Whereas in case of veins, they do not have thick walls and the blood pressure is quite low in them. Arteries are narrow so that the blood can flow quickly through them, whereas the veins are slightly wider than the arteries. And the arteries do not contain valves as the blood in the arteries always flow in right direction due to the pumping of the heart. Whereas in case of veins, they contain valves that prevent blood from flowing in opposite direction. Now moving on to what are the pulse or the pulse rate. Now when you place the middle and the index finger on your right hand on the inner side of your left fist. Now the picture shows you how to hold your middle finger and the index finger on your right hand on the inner side of your left fist. You feel some throbbing movement. Now why do you think there is a throbbing? Now this is because the throbbing occurs, which is also called as the pulse, and it is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. The number of beats per minute is called the pulse rate. A resting person usually has the pulse rate between 72 and 80 beats per minute. And children, when we have studied so much about the blood today in this session, we should also know about the blood donation. Now, hundreds of people die due to unavailability of blood. Voluntary blood donation is harmless and painless and can save precious lives. Blood can be donated at hospitals and other places which are authorized by the government. Donated blood are stored with a special care in a blood bank. Now children, in your classwork, Please write the lesson name Transportation in Plants and Animals, and please write this as first main. Define the following. For today's session, I have given 11 defines. Altogether, you have 19 defines. So, the remaining 8, I will give them in your next session. So, please write these 11 defines into your classwork, children, and also please study. Please complete your classwork. Don't keep any notes pending. Thank you, children.